मेरा आदरणीय प्रणाम आप सबको. So again, welcome to one more session of this Japa talk. I welcome you all for this session. We will start with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena May Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamaya Sadanti Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So आज का सेशन में I thought I will bring from glories of this holy name, and when we talk about the glories of the holy name, who else can talk about the glories of holy name? कौन ज्यादा बोल सकते हैं हरि नाम का बारे में? So we know our Namacharya is actually Haridas Thakur. So I just thought I will share some of the intimate pastimes between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur. So these pastimes are actually from the Anta-lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there are two chapters where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur actually speak. They speak about the influence of this holy name. So these chapters are known as the glories of Haridas Thakur and the passing away of Haridas Thakur. Excuse me. So we all know, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was actually staying in Jagannath Puri. When he actually came to Jagannath Puri, there he actually met Haridas Thakur. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur's relation is very, very intimate. We know, like in Jagannath Puri, like like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, every day he used to visit Haridas Thakur. So generally, there was a routine by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that every day he will go to Jagannath Puri, take darshan, and then when he is going for the noon bath, he actually will go and meet actually Haridas Thakur and offer the prasadam to him. So when he goes there to meet Haridas Thakur, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will have various types of discussions with Haridas Thakur. So some of those discussions we will be seeing in our coming classes. So one discussion. So when this both Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur meets, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would ask actually so many intimate questions. बहुत सारे प्रश्न पूछ रहे थे हरिदास ठाकुर से. So although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu स्वयं भगवान ही थे, फिर भी हरिनाम का बारे में उन्होंने नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर से ही पूछते थे. तो ऐसा ही एक सवाल हरिदास ठाकुर से चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने पूछा. तो वो सवाल था कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु जानते थे कि हरिदास ठाकुर मोहम्मदन फैमिली से आए थे, और वो भी जानते थे कि उनका फैमिली जो है बहुत ही सिंफुल था, क्योंकि वो मांस का उपहरण लेते थे. They were eating the non-vegetarian these things, meats, and we know that when you actually take the non-meat, it is considered to be not merciful. So one of the qualities is mercy. Mercy is because of lacking of mercy, it's very difficult for somebody to take up the spiritual path. So knowing this fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knowing this fact, so he was actually asking Haridas Thakur that, oh Haridas Thakur, You see this यवनास, ये यवनास जानते हैं ना, ये यवना लोग बहुत ही बुरे लोग हैं, ये गाय को भी नहीं छोड़ते हैं, ये गाय को भी मार के खा देते हैं, खा लेते हैं। सो ऐसा लोगों को कैसा हरिनाम का स्पिरिचुअल दिस आध्यात्मिक जीवन कैसा प्राप्त हो सकता है? So that in very nicely Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is putting forward this question to Haridas Thakur, knowing that Haridas Thakur was from Mohammedan family. But Haridas Thakur very nicely taking that question of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started asking, "Oh Mahaprabhu, this Harinam is so powerful that even one who is very sinful or also it can actually cure them. It has the potency to cure them. And as far as this yavanas are considered, when they are actually engaged in so much sinful activity, but still when this yavanas are engaged in such sinful activities, सभी लोग बुरे काम में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, ये लोग बहुत जोर से हरा राम हराम हरा हरा राम ऐसा बोलते हैं। तो इनका इसका अर्थ the meaning of it may be different, but still they tell your names Hara and Ram, they actually speak out these names. So because of this influence of their names, because if you're of their names even without knowing their calling, similarly they get that benefit. So they get a chance actually to become purified and take your holy name. So similarly, I also actually got this opportunity, and I have taken the spiritual path. So that's the answer actually. Haridas Thakur actually gives to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So just by hearing that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes so much pleased that Haridas Thakur very nicely narrated the influence of the names of the Lord. It's not that Haridas Thakur was simply chanting. So chanting 3 lakh names of the Lord is not an easy part. It's not that Haridas Thakur was actually speaking something and doing something. So most of the time what happens is when we preach, when we write so many things, it's very easy for us to say. When I preach, it's very easy for me to say. But a perfect person, a perfect spiritual person is one who not only preaches something, but actually follows the same thing. So Haridas Thakur was like that. He was not only preaching, but he was demonstrating. Just as he said, how Yavanas can become take up to the spiritual path. He was actually demonstrating himself that even though he was born in a low-born family, he was able to take to the path of the spiritual journey. And Haridas Thakur not only states that, he states with an example, giving an example of Ajay Mela from Bhagavatam. He says, quotes this example. Just like Ajay Mela, just by how chanting the holy names of the Lord, he got benefited. Similarly, this Yavanas also can be benefited from Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu becomes very happy hearing this. And then again, he asks Haridas Thakur, "Oh, Haridas Thakur, okay, at least human being get this benefit of chanting these names. Then how about the plants? How about the these plants? They are actually their consciousness is still more low. They cannot even chant the names. The animals cannot chant names. How about them? How will they get benefited by this holy names of the Lord?" Then Haridas Thakur actually saying, "Oh Lord, you yourself have set that example. So this even this low-born living things, even though their consciousness is low, but by just hearing, if someone chants these names very loudly, and if somebody is able to hear that living organisms, which is neutral, they don't have any karmas, right? These animals and plants, they are actually neutral in these things. Whatever activities they do, they are not influenced to any karma, like a human being. For a human being, whenever we indulge in some activity, there is some karma, good karma or bad karma. But for plants and animals, it's not like that. They are always neutral in positions. But if such plants and animals also, even though low in consciousness, if they actually hear your names, then they actually become spiritually elevated. And you have demonstrated yourself when you are passing through the forest of Jarikan, you yourself have given by chanting the holy names of the Lord very loudly, you were able to elevate them to that spiritual consciousness, to their spiritual consciousness. And you have come here mainly to deliver all kinds of people, not only human beings, but all kinds of living beings. You have actually come to deliver. So there is no reason why plants or animals cannot actually come back or go back to Godhead. So just by hearing your names, they can actually get acquainted. So here Haridas Thakur is actually glorifying the holy name, and he's practically demonstrating, giving the examples and quoting to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that how the influence of this holy name is there on every living being, not only to human being but also to a low consciousness being. So here we can see the faith of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur had a firm faith on the chantings of the holy names of the Lord. So Prabhupada says, like in Lilamrita also, when I was studying, there are two parts for one as far as ISKCON is concerned. So one is Bhagavata Dharma and the other is the Pancharatrika Vidhi. So in Bhagavata Dharma actually deals with the chantings of the holy names, hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, and reading the books, the Vedic literatures. So this is the Bhagavata Dharma. And the other part is the Pancharatrika Vidhi. So as far as Prabhupada was concerned, Bhagavata Dharma was enough, it was only enough for actually taking one to the spiritual path. But Prabhupada, seeing that his disciples were from the foreign land and they were more sinful in their life, so Prabhupada thought that not only Bhagavata Dharma, but this Pancharatrika Vidhi will also be helpful so that they can actually purify themselves. They can take to this austerity of worshipping the Lord. So Pancharatrika Vidhi is nothing but the deity worship. So when he thought that if these devotees are involved in actually taking care of the deities, so they take more austerity and they can actually become more purified. So Prabhupada in ISKCON has created these two tracks. So one is Bhagavata Dharma and one is actually the Pancharatrika Vidhi. So if one is able to take these two things very seriously and then continue their journey in these two tracks, just like a railway line, we can very nicely go progress ourselves in the spiritual journey. But as far as Haridas Thakur was concerned, he was most elevated. So just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, even though he was not allowed to actually go into Jagannath Puri and take darshan of the Lord, just by the chanting the holy names of the Lord very firmly, the faith which he had in the chanting of the holy name was so strong that he was actually able to he was not only able to deliver himself, but he actually helped so many of the low-born consciousness peoples, and he demonstrated that being born in a very low-born family. So like this, there are various pastimes, various discussions, various intimate questions Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks Haridas Thakur, and then Haridas Thakur again points out various examples, and then he demonstrates how the Harinam influence of Harinam is there on each of the living beings. So we'll continue our discussion, such discussions in the coming weeks, so that we will also develop at least some faith on the chantings of the holy name, and then continue in our spiritual journey with more firm faith, and try to achieve, try to please our spiritual master by doing that process. I'll stop here. Thank you for giving that opportunity. Hare Krishna.
And thank you, Babuji, for sharing such inspiring insights.